But people, as I was saying, it's okay to test the spiritual energy that comes your way. You know, a lot of times in life, we may not have the statues of Baal. We might not have the idols of the old school, old days. But we have some things in our lives and things that surround us that need to be torn down, need to be taken out. And you have people in your life that need to be rooted up. The thing is, sometimes you're going to be the one to do it. You know, you have to get your hands a little dirty. God want to see your loyalty. Oh, you call upon me? Let's see if you're going to be willing to get your hands dirty. Let's see if you're going to be willing to do some dirty work. Gideon, I need you to tear that altar down. What? What? Them people going to kill me, man. What I told you. You work for me. I got you. Let them say, aha, all they want. Calling your God since you delighteth in him, since you trust in him. Let him deliver you. And guess what he's going to do? Right in front of your enemies. He's going to deliver you. Right in the presence of your enemies. He's going to make them your footstools. He's going to let them lift you up. To prove a point. If God be for you, who can be against you? Nobody. You're going to do exactly what he wants you to do. Because he chose you. And then you'll notice something about when you're chosen by God. Sometimes the Spirit of the Lord just comes upon you. What? The Spirit of the Lord. You're fired. What? You're fired too. I'm just being real, people. I'm trying to break this down to a way you can understand. Most people think when the Spirit of the Lord come upon you, you're just going to be like all nice all the time. The Spirit of the Lord came upon me. Give me that jawbone. Chop, 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 chop. Slice and dice your enemies. Spirit of the Lord upon me. Take those two pillars in between your hands and tear down this whole temple of Dagon. Dagon, whatever you want to call him. Do you understand? Y'all better open y'all eyes. They y'all cowards. But what am I? I'm just a poor man. I'm just a poor woman. If I was rich like my enemies, I could do so much more, Lord. I don't care how rich your enemies is. I don't care what you think they are. I'm God. You work for me now. My storehouse is always full. All you have to do is trust. All you have to do is walk. All you have to do is talk. All you have to do is ask. You have not because you ask not. You're asking for the wrong things, actually. That's the mist. You just need to be glorifying God. Show them that I serve a God that I don't fear nothing. I fear no man. Get to that point. A lot of times in my life, living for God, I done been compelled to do things that make no sense to me. Testimony time. Testimony. Now, let me tell you something before I go further. I done seen establishments destroyed, broken down, and rebuilt after I left. It's not me. I work for somebody. And guess what? He does things for a reason. You know? I worked at a job years ago called Covan. Trying to help build it up. Trying to help lift it up. Get a new boss. New boss tried to get me to join the team. Came to me one day. He was like, hey, Houston, how can you get the people to follow me like they follow you? And I'm not too long. This is exactly what the conversation about. I said, I didn't just do this. I went out here and I put in work. That's why they follow after me. Not because I'm the best thing since smoked ham. They know what I'm about. for me to just say, hey, follow after this man. I said it somewhat like this. How can I tell them to just start following after you? I don't know you. Some of the stuff was in my thoughts, but I'm like, you're going to have to build their trust up yourself. All right. Ever since that day, he was gunning after me. I'm like, what in the world? He even told me one time, Houston, if you think moving is a good profession to you, you need to find a new profession. All right. So I was upset about that. I called the higher ups. This dude does not like me. You know, warned them about him. I said, something's up with this guy. So one day, May 17th, my birthday, he had promised me I was going to be out because I did a major job the day before. He promised me he would send me on an easier job. So I went out there, and the spirit was moving, or something was moving, and I was just sitting outside the job. Everybody's getting there, getting ready for the morning meeting. I'm over here in the corner somewhere, praying, crying, seeking God. And I asked Lord, I was like, I just feel like today is going to be the day. So I went in there. And he started talking, if you think you're getting overworked, well, I guess the Spirit of the Lord came upon me. I'm like, I am. You understand? And he told me, he said, if you feel like you need to just take your stuff and go. So I left. I didn't know what the next part of my life was, but a lot of things he told me, I come to find they were a lot of lies. Because I'm working for a moving company now. Been working for one since I left. Back in 2015. Been working at another moving company, but I need to find another profession. The devil always in the detail, try to distract you. But anyway, long story short, fast forward to the future. Find out the boss was doing some thievery and things like that. Fired a lot of people that was in the job that were raised up to position. Fired. The whole camp that was there is gone. Sometimes God's will move you away from a situation so he can destroy what he was trying to fix. Because they didn't listen to whom he sent. Sometimes it's you. I done seen this happen numerous occasions. God moved me away, sets me back on solid ground, and does what he does best. If they don't hear you, they ain't gonna hear God. And it's not that you're God, you'll work for him. He told Jeremiah, you are designed to root up, pull down, tear down, build, pluck, all kind of things you're designed to do as a man or a woman of God. You're not always going to bring good tidings to everyone. You're going to try, but everybody's not going to hear you. But it's just, don't worry. Through all those things, through all the ups and downs, and I didn't rise up in this moving company I am right now overnight. It took time. Look at the enemy trying to discourage me. You need to find another profession. I was offended. I'm like, who does this man think he is? It's one of the men that used to work there, right? Tried to get a job where I'm at. And he was like, my boss like told him, he was like, you know, Houston worked there. You have to be working under him. Oh, that's all right. I don't want to work there anymore. Wow. Wow. Amazing. I'm not saying this to gloat. I'm saying this to tell you. Things happen for a reason. Why? It is what it is. Some people gonna love you, some people gonna hate you. I run into a lot of people I work for with co-fan, man. You know, even after the fact, man, they did you wrong. Hey, when you left, man, things just went bad. It's not you. You didn't understand that. You know why things went bad. They might not understand it, but you know why things went bad. Sometimes you take the wrong people out of the situation gets worse. But when you put the right people in the situation and you keep them there, things get better. Sometimes God puts you in places to help rebuild a job, rebuild an area. Sometimes even rebuild a church, restore it. And sometimes when these churches blackball you, when they push you out, the church falls. You ever seen things like this in your life? Let me ask you some questions, people. Have you ever seen such things happen in your life? They happen. And guess what? It didn't take money, damn time. I can go back even further. This happened before. This happened to me so many times. I'm thrust out. And when I'm thrust out, I want to say something else. Stuff hit the fan. It's like, what in the world happened? Stuff hits the fan. It's like, what in the world? Stuff hits the fan. If you are called and anointed by God, a lot of times you are put in places to help people, deliver people. You know, a lot of times, a lot of things ain't going wrong because of you. Do you understand? A lot of times the changes ain't being made because of you sometimes, because you're not doing what you're supposed to do. You're not speaking when you're supposed to speak. You're not tearing down those altars. Yes, I said it. Pay attention, people. When God calls you, if you know for a fact you work for God, you're going to be doing something. It's simple. And you're going to see things that nobody else seems to see, because he's going to talk to you personally. He's going to reveal first certain things to you that needs to be done. Do you understand, people? And you got to be the one to do it. Every situation is different. I'm not saying you're finna go tear down a statue. I'm saying it's different for everybody. But if you look at the Bible, everybody who was called by God had to do something. Jesus had to do something. The disciples had to do something. It's always something that needs to be done. Once you realize this, that working for God is not just a sit on your behind job. You got something to do. I don't care what it is. It's something. Do it and be ready. Don't worry about money. Everything you need is going to come. Don't worry about how poor you are. No, I just ain't got the money. You know, in my life, a lot of times I ain't have the money. I thought that was what it was about when I first came to God. Oh, you finna enrich me with riches and monetary value. And I'm like, no, I'm not finna enrich you with money. I'm finna enrich your spirit. I'm finna make you trust in me more and more and not the dollar bill. I just said something then. I'm gonna allow you to trust in me more and more and not the dollar bill, not the abundance of what you have, but the abundance of what I have. I got you. So many times in my life, I done had those same words come to me. I got you. Don't worry about it. I got you. It sounds just like that. I got you. Like, God don't talk slang. I got you. You understand what I'm saying, people? A lot of y'all ain't hearing them because y'all don't want to hear them. Because you listen to them other seducing spirits and spiritual energy that's not of God. You ain't trying to test the spirits. You just go out there and get yourself in more debt. So you go out there and get yourself in more debt. Done that, been there, done that. I'm starting to realize a lot of things that you desire, they're going to come easy. Not that I'm saying like easy, but it's going to be like a flow to it. Ooh. You don't have to do too much extra. Because what's meant for you is going to come to you. I don't regret nothing in my life. I don't regret no people I've been with, no friends, people who I don't even mess with no more. I don't regret nothing because everything was a learning experience. A lot of people, people used to ask me, if you could change anything about your life, what would you change? I done got to a point where I would change nothing. Because if I changed something, if that was possible, I wouldn't be on the route I probably would on my own right now. So you trying to get to a point where you accept everything that's in your life and you trust in God at the same time. No matter what you're going through, have no regrets. Live with no regrets. Because you keep looking to the past, wishing things were like they used to be. He said, you don't inquire wisely because of this in the Proverbs. You don't inquire wisely because of this. Wishing the days was like the former days. No, you don't know what God has for you in your future. Read the rest of the story of Gideon. Read the rest of the story of David. You can read the story of Samson. He judged for 20-some years. He's a failure, though. That's what they say. He judged for 20-something years. He did his work. Even if he died a horrible way, but he did his work for God. That's what people fail to recognize, and he never stopped calling upon God. Solomon stopped calling upon God, and he died rich. But I am poor and needy. Have a blessed day.